Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It has been such a long time since I spoke last to my small YouTube family. I apologize because I was moving places, so I did not get time to shoot. And now that I am back, I have something exciting for this video. We are going to be talking about design case studies which you put in your portfolios. We're going to be talking about how many case studies you should put in your design portfolios and how do you structure them. Also, I'm going to walk you through one of the design case studies in my portfolio to give you an example about how it should be done. So, without further ado, let's get started. So here we are on the landing page of my portfolio website, and as you scroll down you can see my work, and I have put 4 of my design case studies on my portfolio. In my opinion, a number of around 3 to 5 is correct for showing it to design recruiters or design managers who are going to have a quick glance at your projects, and make sure that you put the most important project and or the one which you are most proud of right in the beginning. That is the first project, so that they have a look at it and go more in detail into it. So here I'm going to go into this particular case study in my portfolio, which is about improving the e-commerce checkout experience. It's a UI UX case study. I have written that up front, and as you can see, I have given a glimpse of the entire website right in the beginning, which sort of acts like a meet, because you want to tell the people who are reading your case study about what is it that they are going to get out of reading this case study, what is the final product like, so that it creates excitement in them to go through this case study. So as you move on to read the case study, you see that I have given a little bit detail about what e-commerce experiences are like, how do people buy but make purchases, what makes them happy or sad in a checkout process. And right up front in the project, I've given like a project brief which talks about when and how did I do this project, what was my role here, and if there is any disclaimer that I want to share. For example, here I'm writing that this case study, I'm not covering the entire checkout experience, it's only from cart page to checkout. So that's like kind of an upfront note which I want to tell them. And after that, I have given like an overview of the flow, which I'm going to talk about here, and give them a little detail about the places where the problem statement lies in. There are cart abandonments, and then there are drop-offs in the checkout process. So I've kind of visually highlighted that and given that information to them right up front. And then you see that I have elaborated a little bit more about the problem statement. I've spoken about the key problems which were there on the website, so that the reader has that in mind when they are reading it. And when you further, I have spoken about my research here. What is it that I did as a part of my research? Was there data analytics? What did I look into? How did I go about it? I have not explained all of that in detail because I wanted the features and the actual design changes and the decisions that I make to be highlighted in the case study more. So I've kind of like summed up the research insights here, and then I move on to redesign. And so I move on to redesigning solutions page by page. I have given the solutions that I walk through from cart to checkout. So here you see on the cart page, I talk about the old design, how the old designs were like, and what is it that I have done. The viewers can visually compare that I have these concerns on the existing website, and this is what I have done to overcome those barriers. Like some visual representation were given more attention, the CTAs have been organized, the things which needed to be de-emphasized, like save my cart for later, is not a very important feature which needs to be highlighted on the cart page, and hence I have decided to move it to a smaller focus area. Right As you can see here, I have tried to justify all my design decisions, whether by using annotation or highlighting them in the form of a new screen, and that should be your objective as well. Moving on to the other pages, I have kind of repeated the same thing on other sections of the page as well. For example, in the login page, I have highlighted the areas which needed improvement. That is, this order subtotal was not something which needed emphasis on this page, because this is a login page and people are required to look into login and sign up options. And that was the focus of this page, which I have communicated through a new design where I have highlighted the things that I have improved and also the things which I have added, right? So let's go ahead and go into other pages and see what changes were done here. Make sure that all your annotations that you have done from your old and new design correlates to the text that you are writing, because people would be skimming through your text. They would not be really going into the details. So make sure they are all in bullet points. Bullet points are extremely important. For them to have a quick glance about what you're talking about, and make sure you're not making them read a lot and they are able to understand what changes you have done. For example, here it is very evident that a long form is converted into a short form, and the same has been annotated as well. And moving on to giving more details about the decisions that you have taken, feel free to provide a small snippet from the page itself where you talk about the intricate and minute details of the decisions that you have taken, because that can really go a long way in justifying that you pay attention to detail as a designer, and it's very important characteristic of a design, right? So as you can see that I have highlighted that and kind of showed the decisions that I took for changing the progress bar and giving it a different look, and why I have done that. Next, I have replicated the same for other pages, that is the payment page and order review page. Wherever the need was for data or justifying my decision through data, I have done that and annotated that as well, from where I have decided upon that particular research data, as you can see. And moving on to the summary of the design case study, it's very important that you sum up your work. What happened after you completed the design? Did it go into development or did it not go into development? If it did go into development, which parts were taken into consideration, right? What were the success metrics? How did you measure that the designs or the design decisions which you have taken have resulted in bringing an impact in the user or in improving the experience of the website, in whichever way it has helped? Remember that you have to define all the metrics that helped you achieve the goals, because we have to tie all our decisions back to our goals for the particular project, right? And any review and feedback that you had to go through in order to validate your designs, that you have written a good design case study, will also go a long way to impress the recruiters that your work has that validation, right? So this is the summary of the entire case study which I have written. My case study may not be complete in all the aspects, but I've tried to give the pointers which I learned through this particular case study. Feel free to give it a clap if you think that my case study has helped you. I will leave a link in the description box for this particular case study. Next is something which I definitely want to talk about while presenting your design case study, is to have different versions for your design case study ready. You know, when you're presenting your case study in your portfolio and the recruiters or design managers are the people who are having a look at it, they are going to be having a quick glance at your projects, right? It may not be a lot in detail, as you saw in one of my design case studies, right? When you get a one-on-one interview with them, you definitely want your design case studies to be in detail. So make sure you do have a detailed version which you're gonna be using to present them and to show the depth in your design. Okay, well, that sums up everything that I wanted to talk about design case studies, and I hope you all found this useful and you can apply some pointers in your design case studies as well. Feel free to let me know in the comment section if there were some pointers which stood out and you found out that they are really useful and you want to use that in your portfolios and design case studies as well. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you all in the next video with some more insights about design that will be useful to you. Till then, thank you.